folks, welcome to another episode of 806 Driver B&B Trucking Maintenance Breakdown. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about brake chambers. We had a little issue with this trailer right here yesterday. Got out there, had an air leak, crawled underneath it to see where the air leak was coming from. It was coming from a valve underneath there, but while I was under there, the left front side, left front axle, left front wheel end, I noticed that the brake chamber push rod had come disconnected from the clevis at the S-cam. First I thought it was broken, which it wasn't broke. Then I got to noticing that the chamber that somebody had put on there, and it'd been on there a while because it looked like it had been that way for a while. Well, somebody put a long stroke chamber right here in the place of a regular stroke 30-30, which you have right here. Well, you can't do that. Well, what probably happened is they're pretty easy to somebody that really doesn't know the difference of getting them mixed up and putting them on. Thing is, most trailers probably made before 2012, 2011. I can't remember when the standard came out, but the government, FMCSA, mandated a stopping distance for all commercial vehicles. Well, for the OEMs to help the trucks, trailers to be able to stop within that distance, whatever it is. Like I said, I'm not up on compliance a whole lot, but I do know this is what happened. They made this long stroke chamber, which gives you an extra ½ inch of stroke. A regular 30-30 chamber right here has 2.5 inches of stroke. A 30-30 long stroke has 3 inches of stroke. So therefore you get an extra ½ inch out of it. You get a little more brake force when it is applied with that long stroke. Therefore, allowing the vehicle to stop a little faster because it has a longer stroke, has more brake force. Then later on, they started going to disc brakes. Most of your newer trucks, newer trailers all have disc brakes on them for the most part. And that also helped the vehicles to stop in the distance they're supposed to. But today I was just going to kind of show you how to tell the difference between a 30-30 regular stroke and a 30-30 long stroke. And the most obvious on most of them, if you look at these here, you can see this one here, this is a regular 30-30, this is a long 30-30 long stroke. This one is a little bit shorter than what the long stroke is. You look at them mounted underneath the truck or the trailer, kind of hard to tell difference. Another obvious sign too, if you look at the ports on the 30-30 long stroke, the ports are square. They have a square housing where you put your fittings in for your supply line and your service line. On a regular 30-30, I already got fittings in this one because this is the one I'm going to put back on this truck. They're round. So that's basically your difference. Always remember, you can put a 30-30 long stroke in the place of a 30-30 regular stroke as long as you do it across the whole axle. You know, you got a brake chamber on the left and you got a brake chamber on the right. So if buddy just sent me a funny text there. Gotta get me a GoPro so I won't get lost in trying to read my phone while I'm sitting here trying to make a video. Anyway, as long as you put them both on the same axle, you can do that, but you need to have one or the other, because what will happen on 30-30 long stroke and the 30-30 regular stroke, if you have them opposite of each other, that 30-30 long stroke is going to grab before that regular stroke does, because it has more force, and therefore you have the possibility of locking up an axle or locking up one wheel end all the time, because it's actually got more brake force on it and it's grabbing before the other one will. So DOT, I'm not sure if it's an out of service deal or not. Again, you have to look in your handy dandy little manual here, and it'll tell you. This one right here, mine's kind of old. I need an updated one. So when replacing a brake chamber, always measure your push rod length of your old chamber you took off. And once you figure it out, this nut here, you want to screw it, adjust it all the way down past the point of where you're going to cut it off. That way when you cut it off, and I just use a regular cutoff wheel. There we go. I just use a cutoff wheel like this right here to cut my chambers off. Makes it real easy. If you're in the field, don't have no air compressor or whatever, you can keep you a hacksaw. Hacksaw work fine, but this right here does a really good job. Die grinder with the cutoff wheel. Reason why you want to screw this nut, adjust it on down. Say we cut it here, then you can take your nut back off, and it will clean those threads up where you last cut off. And after you, that way you can screw your clevis, because most clevises are threaded, and that's what attaches your brake chamber to your slack adjuster. So you can screw that. Sitting here making hand gestures down here, you can't see them, right? But you can screw that clevis on, and then once you get the clevis screwed on, you can adjust this nut up to tighten your clevis up. What I think happened on this long stroke, somebody didn't tighten up the adjusting nut against the clevis. The adjusting nut backed off. The clevis was barely started on the end of the push rod, and it just came apart. But we're going to put a brand new clevis. I mean a brand new 3030 chamber on there, and we should be good. While I was taking it apart, that axle needed new brake shoes. They wrote down less quarter inch. Quarter inch is DOT standard. You know, be a quarter inch or better shoe left to be in compliance with DOT. Once I had everything apart, our S-cam bushings, tubes. This trailer actually has a tube that replaces, and not just. They're all different. There's all different types of S-cam bushings and shafts and different size wire. Well, this one had tubes on it. I'll show you one, but I gave it to boss man. He took it to Amarillo. We got to drive 80 miles to get any parts around here. We got to drive to Amarillo. We're 80 miles from Amarillo. We have a Love's here, but Love's, they had a 3030 chamber this morning, which they did have that, but they didn't have no bushings or S-cam tubes or whatever. So anytime we need something, we got to travel, so we make sure we make a list. Anyway, the tubes had a lot of slack. I was putting a little clip in here. I took a little video of the S-cam tubes, what they're not supposed to do. They were moving up and down bad. So we did that. We had to fix an airline on it. I'll kind of take y'all over here, show y'all what we got. Right here is your S-cam. The tube goes in between here, in between your drag link, or your drag arm, suspension drag arm. Where am I at? There we go, right here, and attaches right here. And there's bushings in between, and that holds your S-cam in place. And this is where your brake shoes ride. We'll get over here. Right there is your brake chamber, regular 3030. Over here is where the one was that was a 3030 long stroke that we had to replace. And I really got to be careful under these belly dumps, because when you dump your rock or your dirt or whatever, this one has a push guard here that will help push down the dirt a little bit to keep it from hitting anything under your axles, but it don't always work that good. You get a big rock roll under there, whatever, it'll grab your airlines. Once we get all this put back together, I'm going to secure those airlines up real good to keep them from getting hit or whatnot. So, but that's basically what we ran into. You always want to check your drums for serviceability once you have them off. We had to fix an airline back here. It did have a busted airline on that chamber right there, I don't know if you can see it from up here or not, but that chamber had to have a new airline replaced on it. But so that's what we're kind of doing today. But main thing I just wanted to show you guys and girls and gals and subscribers, listeners, the difference between these two chambers. Again, 30-30 long stroke, 30-30 regular stroke, 2.5 inches of stroke, 3 inches of stroke. Round ports, square ports. Main differences right there. Push rods are the same. Of course, your push rod distance is a little different. You can tell here. This one was it's crazy on this trailer right here. I didn't even have to cut the push rod. They're all fully stroked out, so it's pretty wild. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. We're getting some more subscribers. Hope this has been educational. I made another video today too. I got to go back in and edit it later. I did a brake job on one wheel end, just kind of show everybody how a brake job goes. So we'll get all that posted, and leave us a like, thumbs up, comment. Really helps the channel. Follow us on 806 Driver on Instagram, Chris 806 Driver on Snapchat, and Chris Lockhart, and I think it's 806 Driver on Facebook. So we're gonna start doing some posting on those sites, as well as our YouTube channel, 806 Driver B&B Trucking. Thanks for watching. Leave us a like, leave us a subscribe. Everybody be safe. If you have any questions, anything maintenance related that maybe I can help you with or whatever, drop it down in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get back with you and give you an answer. If not, you can shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, or even Snapchat. Look me up on Snapchat, and I will help you out best I can. I do a lot of driving, but we do a lot of working on our own stuff here too, and we're pretty good at what we do and taking care of this stuff. So again, appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. For 806 Driver and B&B Trucking, we're out.